when it comes to this institution known as the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and clearly rock in name only. Clearly rock and roll in name only. So there's a lot to pull apart here, and we will do that over the next 2 hours. It will be a day of healing, my friends. We shall heal together. We shall overcome this. Because the truth of the matter is, as so many artists have said themselves, they don't need the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame to validate their careers. And as fans, we don't need the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame to validate the careers and the greatness of the bands we love. We don't. It's a nice thing. We root for it because we'd like a seat at the table, and we'd like to be included and not have rock music looked at as some footnote, which, for whatever reason, in recent years, every award show and every television broadcast has seemed to do, whether it be the Grammys, whether it be the American Music Awards, whether it be the VMAs. I mean, we cover this year-round, and it's offensive. It's offensive that this music, which is still by far the biggest draw live, if you look through, when we go through our yearly Pollstar numbers and what have you, 5 of the top 10 artists are usually some version of rock, right? But for whatever reason, the disrespect continues across the board in a lot of ways, and it is very offensive to us as fans, and it should be. It should be, because rock music is not this little niche thing that, we'll think about it. No, it is one of the biggest, without a doubt, the biggest genres of music ever. Goes without saying. But for whatever reason, we continue to run into blatant disrespect and cluelessness, and it's unfortunate. But again, I know that I'll hear this from people, and it's true. We don't need the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Look, if the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, if in being inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame had a game-changing effect on an artist's career, then you could get even crazier about the fact that an artist isn't in. But let's be honest. It's one night, it's a nice night, it's a nice TV show, and that's it. And then, of course, yes, you go into the building in Cleveland, and if you're lucky enough, and, last time I was there, the one time I was there, the metal exhibit was all of size of a picture frame. But yes, it's nice to be housed in it. It's nice to say you're a Rock and Roll Hall of Famer. I get all that. But it doesn't have any residual effect whatsoever on an artist's career. Just like winning a Grammy in the rock categories doesn't either anymore. Doesn't spike your sales. Doesn't elevate your career. If you go in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, there is no residual effect from it whatsoever beyond a very nice night out. And a nice moment for your fans, and a nice moment for history. So, yes, I'm not saying that it's not important and we shouldn't want to see our artists in it. But at the same token, it doesn't have some sort of massive, game-changing effect on someone's career. How many examples do you want? Cheap Trick was inducted rightfully into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame after being ignored for years. Before they went in, Cheap Trick as a headliner plays theaters. They got inducted, Cheap Trick still plays theaters. Cheap Trick is an opening act for Rod Stewart coming up. Doesn't mean they went from being 2,000 seats as a headline to 20,000. There's no residual effect whatsoever from it. So, yes, we rant and rave and we feel disrespected, and we should, but you also have to keep it in some sort of context. A lot of the artists themselves will tell you this, some publicly, some privately. But all that aside, it's still offensive, which is the best word I could come up with today when I woke up. And look, I knew for a day or two what was coming down here. I couldn't say anything. I've told you guys a lot. There's a lot of things I'm told in confidence that I can't say until they come out. It's very hard for me to do that, but I also don't want to breach trust in the industry. So I knew this was coming. I knew this was coming. I had a vibe this was coming about a month ago. I knew Judas Priest and Motorhead didn't have a chance in hell at making it a month ago. If you listened to my show, you heard me. If you listened between the lines a little bit, you kind of got a vibe of this when I was telling you things like, hey, they kind of already know who's making it and who's not. And they do, because when the bulk of the votes come back, they have an idea. And they know how many voters have the ballots out still and how something won't change. No matter what votes come in, they, halfway through the process, they have an idea. Now, I knew it was going to be bad for rock, but I did not know it was going to be this bad. I didn't know it was going to be an absolute disgrace, abomination, even by their standards of disgrace and abomination. I did not know it would be to this level. I knew Motorhead probably wasn't making it. I knew Priest for the second time was not making it. I thought Lizzie had a chance. I thought Pat Benatar had a chance. I thought Soundgarden was a lock. I did not know it was going to be this level of an abomination for rock. But it is, and that's what we're looking at today.